Multi-level marketing companies are pyramid schemes. This isn't my opinion, this is a fact. Here's the thing. When you have a scam go on for decades and span the globe, our vocabulary changes. So much so that even speaking out against these scams inadvertently uses the very language used to create and uphold an illusion of legitimacy. Words like direct selling, industry, business, entrepreneur. MLMs are not direct selling. They aren't an industry. The people who participate in them don't own businesses, and they aren't entrepreneurs. MLMs are fraud. Something I need to emphasize from the beginning here is that the specific product or service offered by each MLM serve one purpose and one purpose only: to make themselves appear legitimate. That means the products can be good or bad. They can be expensive. They can be made with the highest quality ingredients. They may have helped you grow your hair or lose weight. The specific products are irrelevant. As Douglas Brooks said in an interview with Always Marco, MLMs are compensation plans in search of products. So back to MLMs co-opting words to make themselves sound legitimate. Repeat something enough times and people take it as a fact. Let's take the phrase direct selling industry. That sounds legit. But things get interesting when you look at how MLMs have taken over what was once known as direct selling. In 1990, 75% of companies were single level, actual direct selling, 25% multi-level. Look at what happens 7 years later. 1997, those numbers have reversed. 21% of direct selling companies are direct selling or single level, and 79% are multi-level. And the trend continues as the years have passed on. 12 years later, in 2009, 5.8% of companies are single level, 94.2% are multi-level. And here we are today in 2023. I wonder what the percentage of single level versus multi-level are. The next thing I want to show you are these statistics. These are taken from John M. Taylor, MBA, PhD, Appendix 7E, MLM profit and loss rates versus various income options. There's two categories measuring the percentage of people who make money after expenses and the percentage of people who lose. And the comparison rates starts with wage earners, those with a JOB, with a 100% making money after expenses. At the opposite end, we have got MLMs with 0.4% making money and 99.6% losing. Now you're going to see why the language we use when describing these scams is so important, because we can be unknowingly bolstering the infrastructure of the scam. So here's focusing on three of these comparisons. The first one, a classic no product pyramid scheme has a significantly higher percentage of people making money than MLMs. 10% of people are making money, 90% of people are losing. Next one, gambling, specifically roulette at Caesar's Palace in Vegas. You are 7 times more likely to make money gambling than you are in an MLM. Now look at MLMs. 0.4% make money, 99.6% lose. You won't hear people talking about the business model that is a Ponzi scheme. You'll see it described, defined as a form of fraud, because that's what it is. It's disturbing that we're living in a time where people are afraid to point out the truth and simply say that MLMs are fraud for fear of litigation and harassment. This is despite the facts, the glaringly obvious truth that the emperor isn't wearing any clothes. The FTC is too afraid to say it. Canada's Competition Bureau is too afraid to say it. MLMs are fraud. MLMs are pyramid schemes. MLMs are commercial cults. Okay, now that we have this baseline of understanding and know that the products that any MLM offer are irrelevant, we all know that the true product being sold is an unlimited income opportunity. Recruitment, enrollment, sponsoring, sharing, and the ways MLMs go about recruiting people are eerily similar. I went on YouTube and did a quick search and found 10 different compensation plans from 10 different MLMs. And guess what I found? The intrinsic belief that endless chain recruitment is a reality. That's when you hear an MLM rep describe if you recruit 5 people and they recruit 5 people, etc. Or as you'll see with an Arbonne rep, you recruit 4 people, those people recruit 4 people, and so on. What's sad and scary is that these reps don't hear nor do they understand what they're saying, just as I didn't when I was in MLM. They really believe, just as I did, that this is an incredible opportunity. The truth is it's not. The emperor isn't wearing any clothes.
That says if you can find 3 wellness partners who each earn their own Me in 3, you'll receive an additional $250 every month. And this structure.
Next direct sale to Beth will rank advance you to 3A and you will earn 3 points, which is $1,095 for that sale.
Let's do a quick diagram so you can get a visual picture of what your binary team could potentially look like.
Well, this, Mary could be here, let's say in Auckland, where I'm filming this. Maybe her girlfriend lives in Sydney, and that person knows someone living in Perth, who knows someone living in London.
So that 306 is going towards their GB. We're going for 1,500 for Jade, right? So we're just gonna put some numbers here. We're gonna do 500, 500, and 200. Okay, 500, 500, and 200. So we're at 1,200. Because they can add their PV, they now have hit Jade.
You get paid 10% on your lesser leg volume, which means you have to have an equal amount or greater on your greater leg.
You have your 1, 2, 3 that they introduced, 6, 9, 12, just like we talked about before. Okay, cool.
Person 1 helps 4 people. So you help 4. Now you teach this person 1, 2, 3, 4. You help person 1, help 4 people. 16 people he's helping 4 is 64 people.
Generation Silver match, 10%. First Generation Gold match, 5%. And First Generation Platinum match, 5%.
The thing is, with MLMs, they confuse and bamboozle you with their compensation plans. That we mistakenly think that to get at the truth, we need to dive into these compensation plans and dissect them and analyze them. But we don't. The truth is right in front of us. What's the population of the Earth? Okay, so we're going to use MLM's own training videos and calculations to show the fraud. Remember the Arbonne rep using the example of you recruit 4 people who recruit 4 people and so on? This is what trips people up, not understanding the math. MLMs use examples like 4 by 4 by 4 or 5 by 5 by 5, and they just stop partway, not carrying through with the rest of the calculation. They stop before you can see the scam. So taking the Arbonne rep, for example, get a calculator and type in 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. Keep going past what he said, 4 times 4 times 4. And you see when eventually, inevitably, these calculations exceed the population of the Earth. I mean, come on. There are hundreds of MLMs out there that say the same thing. There's billions of people out there. There's enough for everyone. There isn't. This is just one MLM, one example. MLMs are doomed to failure. We're not at the top of Arbonne. Someone else is. We're underneath them. And others may be underneath us. But regardless if someone joined sooner or later or past their upline, you're still in a pyramid scheme. The only way you're making money is at the expense of 99.6% of people. Your income is from the losses of your team. You are only winning because your team is losing. The emperor has no clothes. We don't need to wait for an MLM or an MLM rep to make a false health claim or income claim before reporting them to the FTC or Canada's Competition Bureau. MLMs are fraud. Their existence can be reported. But it doesn't end there because MLMs are also commercial cults. The best illustration of this is watching how any rep from any MLM company from any time period addresses criticisms of pyramid schemes. They, like me, when I was in, we all say the same things. It doesn't matter what company we're in. Monat, Arbonne, Modere, Kangen, Newskin, iGenius, Primerica, Trinont, Elomere, Awakened, Amare, Optivia. It goes on and on. You didn't try hard enough. You're negative. You're uncoachable. You have a broke mindset. This industry isn't for everybody. It's for people who don't give up easily. This isn't a cult. You're in a cult. My company has been around for 30 years. My company isn't a pyramid scheme because pyramid schemes are illegal. My company isn't a pyramid scheme because we sell products. I thought you were about empowering women. You're tearing other women down. I don't care what you say. I love my Scentsy wax melts. Thanks for watching.
I know you can. I know your heart, and you will figure